Welcome all. Welcome to the shit show. This summer, another off the wall improv story. Um, the vision behind this was actually because a story kind of corrupted, changing a lot about it, of course, to not, but it's just greatly influenced by that because my mind, I want to know what happened next. Just totally destroyed the story. Yeah. I completely cropped out. But anyway, it's just roughly um enhanced by that, and my mind being the way it is, I am bringing this one. And yeah, well, give a little backstory. This is a werewolf story. Um, and everything around this young lady, she is always known terror, been beaten. Ever since she was 6, 7 years old. She was always told that a bad man came carrying a child to the pack grounds, and apparently, and the Alpha and Luna took her in, but as she grown older and because of the others, like biological siblings, they ended up putting her they ended up making a cell. Sorry about that. Making a cell the bottom of the pack house away from the dungeon. Sorry about that. Away from the dungeon. But this was just in like a storage area that they actually broke out a little bit more of the ground and installed this cell that it basically a TV, a cot, and books. And he was told by the alpha, or the alpha, not the new alpha, that no matter what he did, he will pay back everything that they gave her. Keep in mind, she's like 6 years old, and starting every day after school, you'll be studying with the cooks. You'll be learning how to keep house, stuff for you to live here. Keep in mind, she was 6. Well, she learned, and apparently she learned well. Um, Before the age of 10, she was making breakfast and dinner every day. She was keeping her grades up in school. She was doing housework when she wasn't cooking. But dealing with that stuff she kept as busy as humanly possible, because any relaxation that she should have gotten, um, Alpha started using her as a punching bag. Nothing that would actually truly harm her, but his drunken ass that every time he got in trouble with his Luna, which was all the time, that come down there and beat the living tar out of her. She had to learn how to um cover up stuff, and because he the alpha, no one cared. She started being known as around school as the punching bag. Um Pack members, kids treat her like crap, but never actually physically harm her. Just always treated her like an outsider. Keep in mind, she's 10 years old at this point, and yeah, there's going to be another time skip, by the way, but and she's literally just gotten used to everything. Don't really know her true age. Don't really much of anything other than the guy who brought her there was an extremely evil dude. Even heard about some of the different things that he's done. Well, one thing that the alpha never did is cross the line between just beating her and never anything like sexual. Because even he says, I'm not a pedophile. All pedophiles deserve wood chippers, as the famous human says. And so he proceeds to seriously beat the out of this child every time he's drunk, every time he. Well, the alpha's daughter um went to a school at about this time, halfway across the world, learning different things that would eventually help the pack. Um, Making stuff. It was kind of like a royalty type. Oh yeah, and the name of the pack is called Blazing Thunder. Um, and yeah, they're the third at the moment. They're the third biggest pack, or third most powerful pack. Uh, um, on the globe. Of regular werewolf packs. Of course, there's lichens, um, which are different, more like royalty, but less some form of faction. There were werewolves, vampires, um, dead tribes, but don't get out much because a lot of yeah religious zealots end up wanting to beat it out of them. Well, anyway, um, so she started working more stuff to keep, from being beaten as much as she normally does. Because if she's working, none of them are messing with her. Well, about 7 years go by, and during these 7 years, she is gradually becoming way more beautiful because she don't eat as much as other omegas in her pack. She's still a little scrawny looking, um, but not. But she does work out when she gets a chance and whatnot too. And she has regular brown hair on brown eyes with super dark centers in her eye. Like her the iris in the eye was a little bit bigger, both eyes. Um, and by the time she turned into a teenager, the alpha escalated the beatings and stuff. Started to use wolfsbane whips, and, um, silver. I mean, she was seriously tortured. Like, I put silver coated like bamboo rods. I forgot what they're actually called, but it's like just a stick. But and the small top of each of the stick has like a silvery edge and electronic feel. And the beatings escalated because he was getting more drunk. But he would never do anything sexual towards this girl. Well, and because of the newly informed wolfsbane, she started actually getting scars all up and down her back, upper part of her legs, and even arms. So she started wearing, because between silver and the wolfsbane, her body wouldn't heal properly. And at this point, everyone called her wolfless because most werewolves during here at this pack started appearing at around 16 years old, and she was knocking on 18 years old that she's been in this pack. um One fateful day, the alpha came down with a this other um fairly beautiful girl, and the alpha started talking to her. It's like, this is how you really stress. God knows, um people will stress you out. um the omegas are not treated this way, only her. He deserves it. He's used to all this stuff by now. And he went and knocked or hit her so freaking hard. Even part of his eye went black from the werewolf inside of him adding strength to him, and slams her against the wall. He, they take the whip. They, while the girl is watching all this, a slight smile on her face, and he starts literally, he's even more empathetic than he's ever been. Um, but she doesn't dare to ever fight back. She turns around, starts striking him with the whip, but this time they added over to the top of the whip with wolfsbane soaked along the top edge. Went to Bloody Town, ripping her just the back of her shirt because, like I said, even as a slave, he's no pedophile, no rapist, and teaching daughter you need somebody. But he also was telling her that only the worst criminals should be treated this way. Daughter was about to say something, and eh, like, and then don't finish that sentence. And came down again. Again, some reason why it was worse than he's ever done. Blood was going, picked her up, and she finally, like, one, like, blood was dripping all the way down. One eye started glowing vaguely purple, a purple greenish color. And he finally pushed him back. Never has she done that. He flew into a rage, full on turning into his, broke her jaw, broke one of her arms, um, clawed across her. It was brutal, and then just left her down there. And she was like, never, never fight back. And thrown his claws up against, as both of her with a creepy smile, both just walking up the stairs. And she was out cold by this point, but for some reason, when they went, some reason, one eye didn't really look right. All right. Well, she is passed out on the floor. Um, somebody went to go search for her because she hasn't really started breakfast yet, and everybody loves her cooking. Nobody knows it's her that's the one that, but the Omega that saw her screamed and had a few of the warrior class pick her up and take her to the hospital. And this is where the story truly begins. Uh, what's on? Where am I? As she looks around the room, um, she sees a more white room with some machines hooked up to her. As uh, and nurse walked into the room, ran up to her. Finally, wake. We never, we thought you were never gonna wake up again. He, or well, she, the nurse, was in a white uniform. Uh, you're healing nicely now, but she started rattling off a lot of the things that happened during that time frame, and a lot of the different things that was going on. He's like, "We're gonna get the doctor," and she runs out after looking at like different, except some of her hair. Her eyes went, her eyes went wide, now white. Just started to take over. Um, Looking at her hair, the doctor rushed in. A little scholar. How are you feeling? Feel like number of freight trains just ran me over and then somehow backed up over me. He chuckled a little bit, but more on a serious note. Who did this to you? Looked up. I fell. A trip going down to my room and went head over heels. How long has it been since I've been here? Been here over a month. A month? He started getting a little bit scared. Oh, Lord. Can't believe it's been that long. I work to do as she started trying. The doctor stopped. Why are you so. We need to know who did this to you so the Alpha can punish them. This is a serious crime. Whoever did this to you nearly killed you. I fell. And then she granted, fine. Well, there have been some changes to your body since you've been here. We don't know what the cause of it, but your left eye has been damaged. I can see fine right now. Laughed. when you go wash up, just don't be surprised at all. And your body is healing, except for all the wolf's bane and scars from the silver knives. You really need to let us know so we can let the alpha go and deal with. I am fine. I fell. It. We both know you're lying through your teeth, right? Well, ain't nothing be done. The alpha needs fine, but you're gonna have to stay here for at least 3 more days of option. Need to get back to work. This is not up for debate. You need to heal. You can barely even move as it is. Fine. Dear God, woman. Why do you care about working so much when you've been beat half to freaking death? Sorry. You just stay here for 3 days. I'll let the alpha know so you can fully heal. The miracle that you can heal what you did. I would recommend you go wash up, explore some of the regularities that we found. The regular, you'll see. And the doctor goes, walks out of the room, tells the case comfortable, and to give her the special herb drip that is actually helping her heal. Well, she goes to go take a shower. She's taking everything down, jumps in, don't really look. Mirror tries to keep, washes her body, um, comes back over around the sink, and that's the best shower I had ever. I was young. I wonder, but then realized I have to comb my hair and brush my. Which she finally looks up in the mirror, and then she sees one eye that's still her normal brown, but then her other eye is purple, like a purplish green. And she also sees a little bit of a marking under her hairline right up here that's always covered, but not fully come in. But that ain't much of a surprise to her because she did have a birthmark on her head. Well, um, and she also noticed what she noticed before is she had a few strands of the most pure white hair as somebody could ever see. Not like old people type white hair. I mean, it had like a little bit of a radiant. Holy cow. What in the world? Well, that's from the beating? Well, he finally goes back to bed, hearing what she hears to be a growl. She looks around. Who's there? But no one says there's no one around. And then she goes back to sleep. Well, 3 days have gone by, and she's finally healed up enough to where she can go back. Um, um, and I missed all that school. Only a few years away from this graduating. Maybe I can actually run away at that point. As she was walking back to the pack house, as soon as she got there, one of the warriors came up to you and says, "The Alpha is looking for you. Go up to his office now." As she bows, she pushes her that hair over her purple eye, um, and walks up to the office and knocked on the door. "I was told that you wanted to see me." "Come in now, brat." She walks in there with her head down low, and he goes into like ghost. And he walks around, slaps her upside the head like hard. "You have cost us a lot of trouble. All the money on fixing you up, all the money on everything. How dare you go to the hospital?" "They almost died, and I missed all this." "Don't worry about school anymore till you pay us back what you owe us for letting you live, for all the medicine we wasted on you. You are no longer. I am a senior. I am. It doesn't matter. You are not," he said in an outfit. "You're not allowed to go back to school ever again. You don't need schooling. Learn how to cook and clean. Your duties has expanded to lunch now. You don't have to waste time on studying. You can get more work done. You are no longer even an Omega. You are our servant till you pay us back what you owe. And also pay us back for whoever put some decent furniture and hooked up a cable box in your room. You owe them just as much. Now get back to your room. Get ready for supper, which is about to happen." But she has tears running down, but doesn't dare say anything. She stands up, goes back down to her room, where the alpha's daughter May looks at her. I don't know who got you all this stuff at all. Looks around, looks in. These are at the bottom of the stairs, but here's a better be grateful to whoever it was. No, it wasn't my plaything. Um, he is over 18 at this point. The girl. He's knocking on, if I remember right, 2 years older than her, so almost 20 years old. Um, really look good. Grabs her hair as soon pulls her into her cell, throws her down on a beautiful couch. She's on, pulls her head right up for my plaything. And then she starts doing some her hand places she should not be. I am I am mainly in guys, but some are fixed. He grabs her behind hard, almost drawing blood through her clothes. Grabs her chin with her other hand and plants a kiss on her. You're mine for now on. As she chuckles, but a guard comes back down and she throws him down, or he could let the guard see do anything. The Alpha wants you to talk to you. Looks at the other girl. Rest. You need to go fix dinner. Um, as she went down there, what the fuck is? I've never been treated like that. He didn't even know what to make of it because he's always been in Magneto. Well, she goes back up. She ends up dinner. After dinner, for everybody is ate, she's finally able to eat a little bit before she goes back down to her room where she sees the Luna. Yes, Luna. May I help you? Luna looks at her. Here in the next week, you'll be doing all the cooking and cleaning for our important guest, another alpha of the Raven Blood Pack coming. Ain't that one of the biggest biracial packs? Yes. if we play our cards right, we'll be allied, make both packs stronger than ever. But tomorrow, go see the beta, get all the materials, all the stuff you need to start preparing for the banquet. Just do not forget. Just, yeah. Yeah. Walks up to the stairs. She starts actually able to explore her new room. There's a older laptop there. Looks like an older gaming laptop. Bunch of halfway clothing. None of it looked, but it looked amazing. Wonder who did this all for me. She thought, and she looks around. There, the other drawers and where clothes ever. There's a bunch of like white t-shirts and blue jeans. There's a bunch of super. The only thing that actually looks new is actually the panties and the bra and everything. Everything looks perfect for what she was doing. Well, there is also a big old long pillow with an actual bed jumped in it, rolled around with the body pillow. And then she heard a noise. Need to start fighting back. She looks around. Is somebody there? Silly girl. Be a warrior's not common idiot. Who's there? And then she realized the noise is coming from any Pacific location, but in her own head. What just happened to me? It's girl. I am the wolf spirit. You are a werewolf. I'm even late coming out because of all the stinking rotten wolfsbane and silver. Fair, you're actually almost you're silver, you're actually immune to it now for some reason. You're very resistant. Wolfsbane almost died. Should have fought back. No, I know he's the alpha, but should have fought back. You're a warrior. She sits down on her bed, closes her eyes, and falls right to sleep as a big black wolf, goes in front of you with those same purple eyes, purple aura around. You are a warrior. You are the child of our goddess, not meant to be some plaything. Vile, distant, rip out her, rip their all throats out. I'm down. If I fight back, I end up getting sent to the. I can't even go to school anymore because I fought back. You're wanting me to fight back even more? Don't want to die, even though he went quiet for a second. Like, I might be better off. Oh, the I am attached to you. If you die, I die. You're not like all the other werewolves. I am permanently in you forever. My fate is your fate. Or way more powerful ever known. Really? I am starting to gain my strength. So our bond even stronger. This is going to be not so great. Well, this is not going to be great at all. The wolf howls in her head. I understand. I really. But also know. So I am going over here and let sleep for now. We'll talk more. Now wait a final gift. And she finally drifts off to sleep with a little bit of a smile on her face. She woke up in the morning, started to get ready, got pretty much a bird bath. That's all she's allowed to have down there. Guards change out the water from time to time. But she looks in a small mirror she has in her room now. She sees that both of her eyes are purple now. But those she hears a chuckle in her head. Will become more. Just wait, Lord. And he proceeds to get up, finds a hat that was on her dresser, picks it up. She styles her hair to where it cannot be seen because it's even more white now than it was before. And the hat will help cover her eyes. Folds up and starts. She gets finished with breakfast, bows to the head cook, which he pretty much cooks everything. The other cooks really don't do much at all. And I have to go talk to the beta right quick about what they want and what they don't want for the delegation that's coming. Good idea. Go. She runs to the beta's room. She knocks. I need to talk to you about supplies, Beta. She knocks again. Hello, Beta? Are you there? He, she heard grunting and thought she heard come in, and she opened up the door to see the beta more or less balls deep into the Luna. She sits there frozen while they were going at it. So they finally both looked over and saw her. And she finally shook herself out of it and closed the door. She went on doing, I'll come back. And she went on to do some of her maid work. Well, about an hour later, the beta ends up coming and throws her into a room that, or finds her in a room that she was cleaning up. He closes the door and looks at her. Yeah, how dare you walk in? I thought you. She bows her head. I thought you were um told me to come in. Even though now I realize it wasn't you who said that. He picks her head up, grabs her by the shoulder, and just picks her up. Not completely in there, but eh, you tell anybody, especially the alpha, I will kill you. Like nobody cares. And um ends up grabbing her around the neck. She starts to she couldn't breathe. So her eyes started to glow. while both of her hands were wrapped around. You saw a glow coming from both hands, and he screamed, gritted his teeth in agony, fell directly to the floor. She looks at him, not going to tell anybody. It is not my business, not my. I just need the supplies for the delegation. That is it. It is not my business who the Luna, who you, or even any of the other people come at me for. It is not business. She says with her eyes glowing even more. Stands up knowing that, looks deeply into her eyes, and like he was about to say something, but then shut up. You better not, girl. Make your life a living hell. She laughs. My life's already a living hell. I just want to get what I need to get done so I can be done. Fine, fine. Well, she starts breathing for a second. And then she goes on and actually tells him, picks up a piece of paper in the room, writes down everything you would need. I also need to get these three cookie books so I can start studying on some of the other things that are needed. I need you to start doing this. I need you to start doing this. And then he walks off with a like tight around his like, but trying to keep a solid face as he possibly can. Um, she gets done cleaning the room, and then she realizes it's about lunchtime, so she rushes back down and starts doing dinner again. Right after she gets done with lunch, she ends up walking outside the garden just for while most of the people were still eating. When this super elegant woman comes up to her while she's in the middle of the garden, she's just taking like a five to be able to breathe. Not a robot. She can keep going. Mad dog like she always does. And this woman, super elegant woman, long black hair, the greenest eyes, a ample bosom, slender but not like overly so. And you can tell she's hold her own. Um, sorry, I am doing this right in the middle of the night. Grabs her and yanks her around to stare directly into her purple eyes, which the queen steps back for a second, looks down. but then remembers what she was needing to say. You better not um say anything to anybody about what you saw. She just shakes her head again. Not this shit again. I don't care who you're doing what with. I am here to get my job done so I can finally leave this to pay back whoever I need to pay back so I can be done. I have too much other crap to worry about than your sex life. Says with a gritted, which made the Luna surprised for a second. I don't at all. Richard. Better not say anything. And she just walks away. But when she turns around, her eyes go wide. Mumbles some things under her breath as she finally walks off. Um, finally start. She finally gets all the stuff that she needed from the beta. Started studying the cookbooks. From what her understanding are of what the different delegations like and everything. She next week, she's working severely hard to the point where even that alpha doesn't really bother her because he needs this deal to be done. I will never, ever feel like I'm going to get out of here. Starts crying in the kitchen. Work my finger bones. And she wipes her tears away. Um, I've did my best, and then she gets called back up to the Alpha's office, which is actually glad that she hasn't gotten beaten half to death again. Is everything prepared? Yes, I have mastered the dishes that they wanted. As she heard her wolf make fun of the Alpha in front of growls in the back of her head. If it wasn't Alpha. Yeah. She then looks back and then great. The alpha of the other pack. He's a half lichen, half werewolf. Make sure he is taken care of before he gets here. Trying to arrange my daughter to actually marry and make our pack stronger than ever. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but just make sure everything is done. Yes, my alpha. I have been working very hard on getting everything done, getting all the rooms set up for our guests when they get here. Where do you want me to place the alpha when he gets place him my old room? You got it. Yes, alpha. He scurries on out and proceeds to take her old room completely top to bottom. Puts into storage like personal stuff that was left in the room because it hasn't been touched in. But um, even normal thing stowed away. Made sure that there was stuff there, and then had um some other stuff that was supposed to be delivered on the day that he was really make everything pop. And he finally, after it being like 1:20 in the morning, finally goes in, goes to bed. The very next day, the delegation from the other packs start drawing in. Um, Shortly after breakfast, the other guards and stuff deliver all of them to the room. Um, they go in and go into the main dining hall that only uses like special guests, everything. She delivers the dishes that she's been working so hard to master within the past week. Huge hit, huge success while she's bringing it and serving it, cooking a lot of it. And then after dinner that night, she goes to each and every room, see what they need to get, what done. And everything that needs. Most of them are very happy. She also brings them like some literature and like fruits, snacks there as well to each and every room. Goes in to the Alpha's old room and make sure everything goes back to bed. She got a lot of people started complimenting her and how good of a job she's at this one. Omega has been doing. Um, Made the um Alpha happy, and then next day arrives right after breakfast is done. Um, the girl, which her hair is he turned white by now, but does it up and puts a hat on to um cover it up. Smells this heavenly smell of incense, um, dark chocolate. She hasn't had any sort of chocolate at all since she was a kid. No, no. The She looks through the window. She's outside at the moment. He's this most beautiful guy that she has ever seen. Like, he has never seen anybody. He didn't recognize her. Like, Wolf was staying kind of silent that day from all the lack of sleep and everything. And she ends up walking off and starts getting all of her other stuff done while uh, the alpha um alpha Zay, which is a lichen and a werewolf hybrid. He is literally gotten like the best of every world. Strong, brutal to his enemies, extremely brutal to um which all this the other girl knows. And he smells the smell of lavender and feeling of a water that's like water hitting you in a fresh rain while you're running through the woods. That very unique smell that you smell like that. Looks over and it's like, that's odd. And looks towards the window. And the other alpha hollers first name, "Hello, Alpha Zay," and then introduces his daughter to him. And that is where this one is concluded for now. Um, I'm gonna at least do two more of these, but after that, if anybody else wants me to continue it, I would need at least 4 likes on the video. And I hope you enjoy the video that I did. Everything's off the top of my head. Um, like I said at the beginning of the video, this one's very loosely done from a video that somebody tried to cram two different stories together to make. So, so I decided just to go ahead and continue on with my own way of doing it. But um, this video or the name of this book is called The Broken Mystic. Um, her new werewolf will become a lot bigger of a thing on the next few videos as well. I don't know exactly what's going to be said or done because I'm not here to record it, but I need to get into bed myself though. But anyway, um, made it this far. Like, subscribe. I have other videos. At the moment of me being a smaller video maker, 4 likes on any given video will guarantee me doing another video of that same person or that same video. Peace out, everybody. I hope everybody has a good day. Peace.